Hello everyone, today something different. I thought to myself, what represents mortal better than this mountain of salt? In nearly every modern game, someone is really salty, someone is insulting people, and someone is really butthurt about his lost pixels. But the difference between other games and Mortal is that the salt is so real that people go complete madness. I for myself go completely mental ill sometimes. I mean, I'm triggered pretty easily. This is from the old Mortal Online 1 forum. And yeah, I got warning points for that, of course. And yeah, I will not do that again so harsh like that. That is just the peak example. So this thread was about ladders and implementing ladders that you can just walk over the walls if someone have built a wall, for example. And I was arguing with reason why this is a very bad idea. And I think he just was in rage mode that his arguments are just shitty. I don't know. So basically he's saying Spesnat, you're garbage and you and your pixel hoarding Care Bear shit guild of F-word whiny Germans. And that is the point where I got triggered pretty hard. I mean, just seriously, someone can insult me like however they like. I don't care. But if someone insults my friends or something, that is another topic for me. I argumented in the forum many years. And for some idiots, reasoning don't work anymore. So sometimes you have to stomp it in their heads. If you summarize the topic why something don't work or why something will not work, if you summarize that in a few sentences, then many people find it more agreeable than if you're using long explanations for something. But it has to be on point. For example, I'm writing here, I already told you that the real world don't work that way. That's how I trigger my opponent a little bit more because he's already in rage mode. If you just take the ladder of 10 gold and go over a palisade to build a manganon to siege the keep, then any wall won't make any sense anymore. Yeah, because no one would build a wall for 5,000 gold and a lot of steel, granum and whatever. No one would build a wall if you just can easily climb over it. Yeah, then I'm throwing a few insulting stuff in there. Yeah, please don't do that. I mean, if you check my old Mortal Online 1 record, I'm constantly insulting a few people, but only if they insulted me, of course. But I think for a hardcore game, that is a normal hardcore language. I mean, it really fits Mortal. If you think about that, it really fits Mortal. But that was just a peak example, and no, I won't do that again, of course. But I just want to give you a good example of how salty people can be, and even people with reason. Because sometimes if some things interests you, for example the game and the game mechanics and stuff, and you see something that really can't work in the real world, in practice, in the environment, not in theory, it can't work in practice, and the other guy refuses to accept the reality, then I guess many people will go in rage mode if someone is denying all the time anything, like the old Patrick meme. And yeah, I will not read that here. I archived a lot of my posts, so maybe I will show you a little bit more. And yeah, shit spitting is not only in the forums, also on the Discord servers, on the TeamSpeak servers, of course. And no, I don't want to piss on people, but many guilds are very salty all the time. And no, of course I won't pick names. I'm not stupid. At least as far as I know, I'm not stupid. I'm not sure. You can write in the comments what was the stupidest shit you have ever done. I mean, for me it was, for example, if you close the refrigerator, and the lights from the refrigerator goes out, you still hold the door open. I mean, you try to close the door that the light go out, but it's still open. Yeah, trying that is pretty stupid. Or trying to get the light switch to the middle to get half electricity. Yeah, please comment your most stupid action ever. But here, for example, we have another good example of salt. I mean, StarVolt sometimes delete the threads if it gets too insulting. I mean, base level of language is allowed, but you should not insult people. I mean, if I write, for example, this mechanic is fucking stupid, then it's okay. If I write, for example, player whoever is a stupid idiot, it's maybe also okay, but yeah, I don't recommend that, and please don't do that. So here's a guy and he is really mad about a few guilds, so I think his own guild got zerged by some other guilds, and he is really salty because he claims that all the guilds have influence on the devs and nobody has any influence on any developers of Star Vault, of course. Even if 1,000 people would say this guy is remove this guy or something like that, the devs would never do that. Of course, they won't do that. But yeah, maybe he's just pissed because his friend is pissed. I don't know. So he basically saying, you guys push a fake narrative to gain holding in a game that's most likely be dead on arrival because of how hard you press indie devs to accept your literally bullshit lies. And then he quotes a guild leader, and there's a part where the moral compass is getting a little bit out of hand. I will pull you out of your wheelchair and there isn't a thing you could do about it. Please note, I don't take any sides here. It's just a neutral looking at this stuff. Yeah, a few people voted that funny emote, and yeah, the first response, of course, in the Immortal Online forums, of course. Nearly everyone, when someone is salty, you get something like, you mad bro, or a mountain of salt, for example. Sometimes even a salt mine, or weird and confused messages. For example, for me, I often write in these threads, please explain why you are so mad, because it's interesting why you are so mad, because yeah, the neutral audience on these forums don't know why you're mad if you don't explain it exactly what happened. I often wonder why these people make this salty threads instead of just throwing shit at each other in their own Discord servers, for example. But I actually like that because it's sometimes it's very entertaining. It's like an accident where you can't watch away. Oh man, that sounds very wrong. Sorry for that. But I guess you know what I mean. So the OP keeps insulting instead of explaining something. I mean, sometimes there's a reason behind the salt, and if the reason makes rationally sense, and maybe subjectively this person is very angry about a bug or something, then maybe he insults people. But this is just random shit spitting. I would be if I was married to an ugly slut dog bitch like you are. You should go help her cope more after getting it raw in the military, man. Holy shit. I don't know if that fits the public forums, and yeah, I also think the moderators had chosen the right decision and delete the thread, and yeah, maybe give the OP some warning points or something. I hope some people are not banned just for insulting someone just like once or something, but I mean, you at least must give the people a second chance if they are just pretty angry about something. Something like that could slip out, of course. And yeah, some of the other users I just found that entertaining, of course. So if you are really mad and really salty, yeah, it's not a good idea to post that in the Mortal Online forums. I mean, yeah, you just get warning points, for example, and you just make yourself a joke. And also the guild you represent, you make a joke out of yourself. I mean, if some people from some guilds are just randomly shit-spitting, for example, I mean, it just needs one guy, and your reputation is ruined. And again, I don't take any sides here. I just used that discussion as an example of the salt. Sure, it's maybe like in every other LoL match or something like that, but people here normally stick around 10 years or longer. So normally if you piss on people, they will piss back like 10 years or something like that. So you should be really careful on how you talk. Sometimes a harsh language is okay. That is a little bit too much, but the threat would be still online if he just described what is wrong in his opinion without insulting anyone, and maybe ask the question what all the other people think about that. And by the way, it's a very good tactic to just ask the right questions instead of just randomly throwing insults without any reason behind, because for a neutral person, you don't see any reason behind all this, of course. So yeah, thanks to Star Vault that they keep the forum clean. And no, I'm not licking Star Vault's butt. I'm still offended that we don't have a hot girl thread. But yeah, I can see the reason behind. Some people are offended by that. So yeah, okay, then they removed it. Of course, I mean, it's a company. They have to keep some rules there. So in conclusion, please be nice to each other. Please arguing with reason, and before you post some random suggestions, please think at least 1 minute about it. And I hope you liked that experimental video here. So it would be awesome if you leave a like and subscribe, of course. And please don't forget to make party hard instead of insulting